Hi, my name is Jackson Godwin, and I'm actually really excited to share a little bit about myself through the lens of Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences. I recently completed the assessment, and my top three intelligences were body movement, self, and social. Body movement was a 4.57, self was a 3.86, and social was a 4.14. So for this project, I imagined applying for a role that I named Student Wellness and Leadership Coordinator through this job. In this position, the job description would be that I would be responsible for creating hands-on learning opportunities, building strong connections between students, and guiding individuals to grow in self-awareness and grow in leadership. It would be a role that combined creativity, relationship building, and personal growth, which are all areas that would line up with my strengths. My first intelligence that I had listed was obviously body movement. Which that would simply mean that I learn the best through movement and hands-on activities. I've always been someone who struggles to sit still for long periods of time, and I'm at my best when I'm up and moving around, and learn the best when I'm hands-on and moving around. Um, in this new role, I would use that strength to design programs where students learn by doing hands-on activities, whether that's team building games, interactive projects, or even movement breaks that keep their energy up and their minds engaged. I think that lines up with my learning style, and I think doing those things would help other people's learning styles. My second one was social, specifically social intelligence is kind of how I interpreted it. I thrive when I get to connect with people, collaborate, and build relationships. I believe that real learning will happen in community, and part of my role would be to create opportunities where students not only learn to learn the content, but also learn how to work together and encourage each other to build strong positive relationships socially. The third kind of intelligence that it gave me would be interpersonal, specifically self. It called it self. I didn't really like the wording of that, but it's like self-knowledge. I've always valued reflection and self-awareness. I like taking time to myself to think about my own strengths, my weaknesses, and goals. I think it's very important to kind of know yourself. I've learned that understanding yourself is just as important as understanding the material you're studying. And so in this position that I'm applying for, I would help students develop that same kind of self-awareness, encouraging them to set goals, track their progress, and celebrate their growth. When I think back to my own school experience, I can see clearly where these kind of intelligences that it says I have and that I see in myself were supported, and where I kind of neglected them, or they were neglected in other ways. Most of my school experience required me to sit at a desk and memorize information. I mean, that's what school is, which didn't really get to play to my body movement, my kinesthetic strength. The times I enjoyed learning the most were hands-on activities where I got to do a hands-on project or move around the classroom. My interpersonal intelligence, my social intelligence, showed up during group projects or class discussions, getting to talk to my classmates. But those opportunities didn't happen nearly as often as a written test or paperwork. And while there were a few chances to reflect, on the self stuff, like journaling assignments, I think my interpersonal side could have been developed so much more if teachers had encouraged self-directed learning and goal setting, which some teachers did, and that's why I know what they are. But it was not definitely the norm. If my intelligences had been taken into account more fully, I believe my performance and engagement in school would have been stronger. So in my new role as Student Wellness and Leadership Coordinator, I would take all of this into consideration, the good and the bad, my strengths and other people's strengths, and what I learned through my own learning experiences. I would design activities that allow kinesthetic learners to move and engage physically, provide group work and discussions that let social learners shine, and also build in reflection time for those who learn best through self-awareness. My goal would be to create an environment where students feel seen, valued, and supported through their unique intelligences. I didn't know about my unique intelligences today, but I want everybody else to feel empowered through theirs. So in conclusion, my top three intelligences, which were body movement, self, and social, make me uniquely suited for this position. I think I'm great for it. They allow me to bring energy, connection, and intentionally do everything I do. And I believe those qualities will help me support students in a way that recognizes and celebrates their strengths. Anyways, thank you so much for considering me for this role, and I look forward to the opportunity to make a difference in this new setting.